Hi, my name is Luz Corral,
And I'm Alicia Mayoran,
and this is our
Las Patronas
podcast. And today we're going to talk about why did we create your blueprint credit repair services.
Yes. So this is a question that I get asked a lot actually as to who came up with the idea of creating our services. We've grown so much the last couple of years, and technically we joined forces 2019 as your blueprint credit repair, and it's been like a whirlwind because, as you know, that this was in December, or right?
Yeah.
Approximately. As you know, the pandemic hit and it completely shifted everything for not only the real estate market, which I've been in for over 20 years, but also for the credit repair market.
For the better, actually, because during COVID, it was probably the best years up until last year. So last year was the best year ever. However, during the pandemic and now 14 years that I've been doing credit repair, it was the best year. Luckily, 2023 was a lot better, but it was just different. It shifted. We had to do things that were definitely out of our comfort zone, and we had to reinvent ourselves. And that's why, I feel like that makes us so much more empowered and knowledgeable about many other things that we probably didn't even have an idea back then.
Right. I know that for me, the pandemic caused a lot of sadness and uncertainty, like what was going on in the world at the time. I was really young when everything happened. The riots happened, in the 1990s. And I remember like us having to pump each other up because in that time, we had no one else. We had team members that couldn't come to work anymore. And we really had to completely change our business plan. And I'm a big planner. So for me, just like not being certain or not having a plan was really hard. But then I had to just adjust, and like you said, it ended up being one of the best years we've ever had, 2020. So I remember I had started this sticker thing on the wall, and that's actually what I'm a very visual person, and that's actually what started motivating me. Like what we're creating here is inspiring, whether this company ever ends up actually having a physical brick and mortar office, because at that time that was something that I'm sure all of you thought about, like, will we ever go to an office again? And I started focusing on all of the people that we were helping. And I put this wall up in our loft with our beloved Chloe. She was, our little mascot. And I remember like talking to my little Chloe and being like, and this person we're helping with credit, and this person and we ended up filling the entire wall with people that we were helping with, with credit repair. And I was really happy in that mindset once I actually started thinking about the positives and into what was happening and what we were creating.
Yes, absolutely. I'm so sorry, but every time we bring up Chloe, it's so hard for me not to tear up. That was my baby.
Our baby.
Yes. And as you know, she was always with me everywhere I went, and I miss her so much. But
let's regroup.
So yes, why did we create your blueprint credit repair services? I have been doing credit repair for 14 years now. Going on 15 years pretty soon. I have to check my calendar to see exactly when, but it is this year already. And of course, I was doing credit repair on the side of things that I was doing. I had a full-time job, although I was self-employed, and I was doing credit repair on the side. And then I actually team up with someone in Rancho, and we opened a company. We opened an actual business for credit repair. Well, that went well for about, I want to say 5 years. And then after that, things didn't work out, as many of you entrepreneurs know. Like, the people that you do business with doesn't always plan out. On their end, our end, it doesn't really work out. So it didn't work out, and we had to terminate the relationship. And when you do that as a business owner, and both of you guys are equal owners of the business, you have to dissolve the business unless one of you guys want to buy each other out. That wasn't the case. It wasn't amicable. So I literally had to shut down absolutely anything and everything that had to do with the business itself. So from there, we wasted no time and we really like closed the doors on this and opened our doors
Yeah,
immediately.
immediately catapulted. And that brings me to one of the tips. So throughout this conversation, and the reason for this podcast is for you to learn from our mistakes, for us to share what we had to do and what we could have done to prevent this. When you open up a business with any partner, whether it be your husband, wife, best friend, son, daughter, whatever, soulmate, you want to make sure that you have an actual contract, just like you would a prenup. It's a business contract where you're stating what and stipulating ahead of time what will happen if it dissolves. And you want to make sure it's notarized, and you want to make sure that both of you have a copy. I would suggest scan it, and that way there is no discrepancies about what is going to happen and what each person's job and responsibilities are. I have this with all my team members that I bring on to my team, whatever position they may hold. We have this amongst ourselves. It's something that is so important and would have saved so many arguments. And also, it's black and white as to what your expectations were going into this business relationship, and if those needs are not met, what will happen, who will make more, basically a prenup for your business. So that would have definitely helped along the process because it got so ugly.
Yes,
So
I think
ugly.
ugly. The word ugly is an understatement. It's not enough. But at the end of the day, when it comes to contracts and agreements, you have to execute them with an expert. And I'll tell you why. It's not just when things don't work out between you and your partner. It's also what if something were to happen with partners? What if something were to happen where they're unable to make decisions, and if of their if in case of their death, who takes over the business on their end? Imagine you and I, actually, imagine you having a partner for 10 years.
A
Let's
business
say
partner.
a business partner for 10 years, and let's say she or he are in charge of sales, knocking on doors and bringing all the sales, and then all of a sudden you're the one behind the scenes doing all the paperwork and doing all the marketing and everything else. Then all of a sudden that person dies, and
Or
because
is unable to perform
exactly,
in any way.
and because of not having anything in writing, all of a sudden the wife, who has never had anything
Which
to do,
legally that's what would happen because this is a community law property. I mean, state, a community property state.
yes, and she has nothing to do with the business, has never done anything with the business, wants to take over, but yet she's not trained, she's not capable of actually doing what her husband or her wife used to do.
Correct.
For the business. Does
And in the level that they did it, and also they continue to own half of your assets in the company because that is what you've
for
structured.
the rest of your business,
and you will have to pay them off or pay their family off or whatever the case may be, and indefinitely, or shut down the doors.
And I think, like, as an entrepreneur myself, I've opened up quite a few businesses, and you're so excited about the experience, you're so excited about the new venture and everything, that you kind of forget about this important things, and you don't learn until it happens to you. I should have done this, I should have done that. So um you know obviously we're here to help everyone out, learn from our mistakes. You don't have to go through those same mistakes in order for you to learn. It will cost you a lot of stress, it will cost you a lot of money, it will cost you a lot of conversations that you really
Friendships, relationships,
everything.
Yeah.
You lose people as you're getting busy or you're being on a path of success. You start seeing people left and right just go away. Some of them don't even announce it, but some of them do announce it and make a big statement about it. So it all depends on how you want to move forward, and what's really going to stop you, if anything is going to stop you.
Right.
That being said,
so that door closed,
Mhm.
and then
We
your
opened.
blueprint open.
was born.
Now, I had a little bit to do with it, just slight. No, so one of the things that Luce and I started doing as we started working together, I had shared with her my outlook on credit repair companies. I had been in the business about 15 years before we even met. something like that. And I had shared with her that I had never had a good experience with a credit repair company. And of course, Luz being Luz, she's like, that's because you've never worked with me. And
True.
I'm going to show you that that's not the case, right? And in working together with her side by side, I mean, she was able to help clients like within 6 months that didn't even have a social and it was a brand new social, or clients that owed like $60,000 worth of debt within 6 to 8 months, buy a home for 900 plus. I was like, wow, like this freaking woman is brilliant. Like, what is she doing, right? Like, is this legal? I was like, oh my god. And she explained a lot of the process to me, and as I started learning more about the process, I started telling her, well, not telling her, but expressing to her and giving her ideas on how it would help people in my industry, right? Because at the end of the day, not only are the people that are buying credit repair services her clients, but realtors and lenders that hold that trust in our credit experts that work here need to have it to where it's benefiting us and it's structured in a way that it's going to help our business, right? And not give us more to do. So her and I, when she had this company, because we were partners in life, would go back and forth pro bono, would go back and forth to make all of her affiliates, which are the lenders and realtors and clients, experience that much better. She developed a portal where we as realtors can log in, we as lenders can log in, and this is something I do weekly is log in and check to see where my clients are, and then I myself or someone on my team can give my clients a call and be like, hey, I noticed that your points went up another 10 points, your credit went up another 10 points. I'm so excited to share this with you. I'm so excited that we're that much closer to finding you a house, because at the end of the day, our business is all about relationships, and having the ability to call your clients that are going to be getting keys from you soon and getting them excited and keeping them motivated, because we all have those personal things come up where we lose motivation. We really want that purse and it's our 40th birthday and we just want to swipe the card, So I keep them accountable and I keep them excited. And therefore, I close more deals just by doing what I like to do. So I think the first year we said I closed like an additional 10 deals, just doing that, just working hand in hand, coming from the credit repair department, where I was, instead of telling my clients, go get your credit fixed and come back to me when you're ready, I had someone to resource those leads to, and then she would cultivate them, her and her processing team, and get them ready for me and my lender to be able to actually help them, right? Because I determine what it is that they need. They need down payment assistance. There's a certain credit score for that. They need a grant. There's a certain credit score for that. So that really helped in building this company. And I feel like that was like the fundamentals and why we called it. Well, that is why we called it Your Blueprint, because not every single person has the same blueprint, right? To building their financial success. Some people don't even want to be homeowners. Some people literally have a home. They want to refinance. They want to leave it to their kids. We've got other people that want to use the equity in their home to buy multiple homes, to have investments, to go retire. So it's not a one size fits all. And that's where Your Blueprint came from.
Correct. And when starting a business, you have to although I was in the business for so long prior to, you have to start from scratch, and you have to start from scratch as of the presses online, the platforms, the social medias, the websites, and everything. So it goes so much more than just opening a brand new business and getting your articles and your EIN and all of that, that's important. It's part of it.
Why don't we talk about that? In general, someone that's looking to build a business, not necessarily a credit repair business, but a business in general, what are the steps to that? Just like the first 5 steps that you just mentioned.
Well, first and foremost, work on your personal credit. Without your personal credit being on point, you won't be able to really build business credit. You will be able to, but it's going to take you forever. So make sure that your personal credit is where it's supposed to be, 680 plus. Your debt ratio is low, so you can actually help your business build by your personal credit in the beginning, and then you start building your business credit, and then you don't have to touch your personal credit. So it's a huge tool. You don't have to have thousands of dollars, hundreds of thousands of dollars in the bank to open a business, but you do have to have good credit. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, register your business. Make sure that the name of your business is not already taken. There are different websites that charge you a fee to make sure that they search and filter your name not being used anywhere else. Because let's say you do build a business, you skip that because you wanted to save 30, 40, $50, and then you print out merch, you do all of your designs, you do your logo, you spend all kinds of money doing everything. And as soon as you go live, someone starts telling you, hey, that's the name of my own business. Yeah, although we're all here, all the way here in New York or Pennsylvania, you're still, we have patterned this name and we have registered this name. We're trademark it, so it's ours. So because of that, you need to bring everything down. Yes. So it's going to cost you a whole lot of money to do that. Number
signage on your building. I mean, we
super
can go
expensive.
On and on and on.
Number three, registered. File your registration for your business, meaning articles, okay, EIN, addresses. Build your profile online. Make sure that you're Googleable, Yahooable.
Question is, the pre-business structure contract, like what we were talking about when you state who's the owner, if anything were to happen to the owner, all that, is that part of your articles or no?
Yes, that is part of the whole packet when it comes to the business. Don't go trying to save money and go to zoom.com or what LegalZoom and buy, we can open your own business for $35 or for $90. Yes, you can do that. However, it's not going to give you the protections that you need. So it's not, if you're paying less than $200 to do all of that, it's not enough to be protected. Lo barato sale caro, right? So those are three of the things that I can tell you right off the bat. Don't go and open a bank account, a business bank account, before you have your EIN. The EIN must be under the business.
And why is the EIN? That's another step, right? Not everybody does this. I had my own business for like 15 years and I never had corporate credit. But that's also an important step to your corporate credit is your EIN.
The EIN is the actual social security number for your business. So that's what you're going to be using every single time. If you're looking for a spot for a location, when you fill out the application, has to be with the EIN of the business. So it can go under the EIN. When you get credit cards for the business, it goes under the EIN. So none of that is going to affect your personal credit unless you fall behind for more than 2 or 3 months. Then it will affect your personal credit. Other than that, it won't even show up on your personal credit.
Which is really nice for us self-employed people because that's why I started building my corporate credit. I had all of my personal and my business credit mixed. And so when I was trying to purchase other properties or refinance properties, I wasn't able to because of the debt to income, or if I did, it was going to cost me a lot more interest and a lot more on my loans fees because I am not purchasing as my own person. I would have to purchase everything under a business or stated, which means like no incomes. So it's very important to get that in line, and it's life-saving. It also helps you with tax time. Everything is so separated that there is no blurred line of was this business or not.
Correct. So yeah, we started. It was a lot of work. It's not as easy as people make it seem. You are your own payroll. You are your accountant. You are your own HR. You are marketing, advertising, investor, the face of the business, the networker. Because in this business, if you don't network, you're not going to grow. You're everything. So you're wearing so many hats, and all of you business owners out there have to agree with me. It's not easy. If it was easy, everyone will be doing it, So I know that that's probably one of the reasons why a lot of people rather work for someone than doing things on their own. It's because it takes it takes a while, and it takes a lot of work and a lot of effort and a lot of sacrifice, because you do sacrifice family time, couples time. You sacrifice Saturdays and Sundays. You sacrifice evenings. You sacrifice dinners. You sacrifice parties. You sacrifice so much to make sure that your business it's in the best shape possible. And even then, even then, sometimes you look back and say, what am I doing wrong? You know,
Yeah.
because in order for you to keep growing, there are going to be times that you're just trying to give up because it's too much. You know, is it really worth it? And in the industry that we're in, and maybe I want to say every single industry, people focus on your success. Oh, they're doing this, they're doing that, you know, they're so successful, they must be killing it. Da, da, da. But in reality, you don't focus on what did it take you to get there, and is it really where you want to be at? Maybe their success, their vision of success is not our vision of success. Maybe my vision of success is different than yours, but that's why we have these conversations, you know, because we want to make sure we're leveled. So yeah, it's a lot. I'm so happy to where we're at right now. I think we have a lot more to do, but I mean, just look at it. It's been 2019 all the way to 2024, and we're still, I want to say, probably 55% to where we really want to be at. You know, it's taking us this long, and then we also wear so many other hats that take away. You know, sometimes I
Yeah.
wish we can clone ourselves.
Me too. Me too. I mean, it'd be nice to just find some loyal people sometimes, you know,
Ah,
that we can trust and be in common and in mind with. For you, if someone asked you what if you had to start all over again, what would you have done differently, or what would you do literally if someone was like, "You're brand new and you have to start all over"? What would you do? And
what
how
would I
much
do?
money would be needed? I'd love to know that.
Um, to start all over with the same business?
Yeah,
Well, I would have never partner up with anyone. I would have done it. I think it would have taken me
not
probably
even me.
no. Of course, I'm not talking about us right now. But if I were to do it all over again, I would not
If you were
partner
back
up.
in the day and you
Yeah,
didn't know me,
I
you
would
hadn't
not.
been blessed.
I would not partner up with anyone. Like, there's no way I would have done any of the businesses that I've ever owned with anyone else because every single person except us, knocking on wood,
Just no, but
has or wood wherever the wood is.
on the wall.
Um,
Superstitious Mexicans, right? Aren't we?
I I've always ended up in bad terms. There's never a business relationship I've had with anyone that hasn't ended up in arguments or disagreements.
Uh,
And again, we lose relationships, we use friendships, we use family members that, you know, you just drop out because things don't work out, you know. So that's something that I definitely won't ever do again. I think if I would have waited, if I would have waited, I would have waited maybe 2 more years to do everything on my own, and I
yeah.
would have been better off. But then again, I'm the kind of person that thinks, hey, everything happens for a reason,
So
and if
true.
it didn't happen that way, I would have not be where I'm at right now.
Yeah, like putting you know, freeing up together for your business. You know, that would have been something you would have never done. And God forbid, like we have older children and we trust them with our life, but if something were to happen to me, you have that in place as to what would happen to the business, and that's so important. Being that we never think, I don't know what it is about humans, but we always think we're going to be here forever, but we want to make sure that everybody knows how the person, you know, me or you, really wanted things to pan out if anything were to happen to us, because
Correct.
that's the important thing. We go to work, we wake up every day and we bust our ass, and the last thing you want is for people to argue about what they think that you would have wanted, or if things don't work out, like if I want to walk away from the business, or if you want to walk away from the business. That's something that we've learned now in our age that
Young age.
that they're conversations that must be had to avoid, even with family, to avoid misunderstandings and communications.
Yeah, just because you do business with your best friend, you do business with your sister, your brother,
Your
your spouse doesn't mean that everything is going to be super nice and dandy. I mean, it's just, it doesn't work that way. Both of you guys are different. You know, you both are going to have different ideas, different ways, different beliefs, and that's okay. You know, before business, unfortunately, not everyone knows how to separate business with personal.
Yeah.
And when personal gets mixed with business, it's a what's it called? It's business suicide. You know,
Yeah.
it is because if you really want to run a business that is successful and it's driven, then you've got to keep your personal life to the side. You know, unfortunately, I know everybody wants to have the family business and this and the other, but I'm sorry, but even with our own kids, I know that Elena and Julian are going to work completely differently. You know,
And Sophia.
I know that
Mhm.
Sophia will work completely different. They have their own mindset, they have their own thoughts, and they'll believe. I mean, and they'll probably argue. You know, after 3 days of probably working together because they're so different, and that's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
But that's why
You establish an agreement. It doesn't matter what you disagree with. These are the things you agreed to do towards the business. And these are the things that will happen if they're not done in this way because it's not fair. And I haven't really had a lot, I mean, the last couple of years, yeah. But before everything that happened with your previous company, I was pretty with real estate, you write things out, you explain them. You don't really have that many fallouts. But the last couple of years, I want to say, I have had some fallouts, and I guess it's just part of it. People cool down later on and come to you and say, I'm sorry I said this. I have to say I'm sorry, like I reacted this way. It's part of the business. It like she said, you just can't take it personal. At the end of the day, it's hard because our livelihood, our we depend on income. Things become personal. Our relationships with our clients, the goals that we have for them, it's very personal. It's very personal. There are times that we're in the middle of an anniversary, but if there was a client that needs a situation taken care of, I'm very understanding, as she is with me, that this is something that it's not about money, it's about our relationship with our clients and what we've promised our clients that we take care of for them. So that I think also works, teaming up with someone that has the same vision as you. Because I think that if I knew that Luce just was in it for the money, I would be like, all she cares about is money, right? I wouldn't think at the end of the day, our vision is the same. Our goals are the same, is to help our clients. And by her picking up the phone and just bringing that client at ease or giving her that update of something drastic that's happened, it will give our client peace of mind. She'll be able to sleep well at night. And I think that understanding and that same vision, no matter what business you're in, is like it has to be part of the business. Your culture, what you believe in, it has to be. Because if not, you will always fail. You can't have two different visions for one company, one business.
as it is, I think that people have opinions all the time,
Mm-hmm.
and often you're going to find your own employees having their own opinions. If I were you, I will do this. If I were you, I should do that. I don't believe this. I don't believe that. I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's this. If I were you, it's just there's always opinions.
Yeah.
But that's my thing. Like I do appreciate um, constructive criticism.
Definitely.
Criticism. I do appreciate that 110% when it's asked for and when it's needed. But for you to be complaining and disagreeing with everything that I say every single day, then why don't you pick up your stuff and go open your own business and run it successfully for 14 years and then come back and talk to me about it?
Or almost 25.
Right? Because it's not that easy.
No.
We do things the way we do them because we've been there before, done that before, and we know the side effect that that's going to have. You know, I have clients that I've been working with for 10, 15 years. You know them, and their life financially completely turned around. And when your life aligns physically, I mean, uh, uh, monetarily, like financially, all of a sudden everything starts working out.
And I know people. Hotter. We have clients in here that literally were like before and after.
Seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, people have like bloomed. And the thing is that I know people say, well, money isn't everything, but I'm going to tell you something. Without money, I would not been able to help as many people as I helped in my life. Family members, friends, clients that I sometimes do things for free, charities, nonprofits. I mean, and that's with money. If you and I didn't have money, then we can't really help people unless we beg with them, and that's not really every single person. And name one person that is not. Every single anthropologist, what's the word? For when you help others, when you do a lot of nonprofit and
Oh, philanthropist.
philanthropist,
The
anthropologist,
study
associate, yeah.
of humans.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. No.
Philanthropy,
Yes.
philanthropy, yeah,
Philanthropist. Yeah.
philanthropist. I don't know. Anyways,
It's okay.
so every single one of them that is actually making a difference in the world have money. And I'll tell you something.
Or have
the backing
of someone with money.
Exactly. Or have the right network.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for their
that
network,
has money.
Exactly. If it wasn't for that network, you would not be where you're at. Or you know what? Let's not even go that far. NARIP. It's a nonprofit.
Yes.
Right? You guys have to fund your own parties. You guys have to fund your own events. You guys have to fund everything and ask people to sponsor, right?
Correct.
Okay. What if you didn't network? What if you didn't know all the sponsors that you've already brought in last year, this year, and you didn't know anybody with money that could actually help out? What good can you bring to NARIP if you can't really put NARIP's name out there and make sure that other people understand what NARIP is all about and bring the help that you guys need and the support that you guys need on a yearly basis?
And people to show up and people to pay to show up so that we can continue to do the nonprofit.
Thank you. So although people and a lot of people, and I think the people that say, well, money isn't everything, is the people that don't have money. Because if I were to get sick, or if you were to get sick, and we have someone, or we have ourselves money to pay for doctors, to pay for appointments, pay for everything, to be flown out to a different country because that's where it's going to be better for you, then money does talk. Is it happiness for everybody? No, I 100% guarantee you that it's not. But it does help you get out of a lot of situations that if you didn't have it, it would have been so much harder. And I'm telling you because I've been there.
Or credit.
Exactly. I've been there when I didn't have it, and I've been there when I did have it. And trust me, it was so much nicer to have it.
Yeah.
So it's just owning your own business and doing this and doing the other. Is just, it takes a lot of work. It takes a toll on your body. It takes a toll on your family. It takes a toll on your day-to-day life. But if you do it with love and passion, it's totally worth it.
Yeah.
And no matter who gets on the way and tells you how you should be doing things, and don't take criticism or don't take shit from people that haven't done shit with their life.
Yeah.
I will take shit from someone that is doing so much better than I am, and it's way more successful. Then my respects. And you know what? Yes, I'm all ears. Let's listen. Let's do it. And I want to absorb everything that you have because you've done it and you're doing it and you're killing it and you're willing to share your success and your strategy with me. That's all I want.
Yeah.
But to hear from someone that hasn't done anything in their life and they keep on just talking shit about everybody else, the fuck away from me. Yeah. I don't want it. Right?
Yeah. Yesterday, when I went to that leadership summit with the top leaders of EXP, that's one thing that I've also noticed as now I'm part of EXP. I was part of another company that didn't really share these things with me, and they didn't have the same collaboration as EXP has. That's one thing that we mentioned. One was who came into EXP to make friends? No one. No one woke up and said, I'm going to join a company so I can have more friends. However, who has walked into this path making all of these new friends? I've made multiple friends in this company, right? And what I notice about these friends that are successful, that run their own business, that have multiple businesses, many that are millionaires, is that they don't sweat the small stuff. They don't nickel and dime anything. They're not concerned about what if this happens, what if that happens. I know the other day I shared with you, one of our partners' comments was, I can't worry about something I can't control. And these are things that just come out of their mouths constantly that is even shifting the way that we think, because I think from my traumas and me being a single mom for so long, I always had to think, well, what if this, and this? When you start to align yourself with other people and you start to hear these things and believe these things, it's true. You know, I always think to myself, I cannot control the way that people treat me, the actions that they do, the way that they may talk about me or feel about me or express themselves to other people and badmouth me. I can't control that. What I can control, though, is how I react to it.
Mhm. And imagine, like, when you told me that, I was like, oh my God, that's so smart. Like, you start worrying about things, and I'm saying you as in general, we
Yeah.
start worrying about shit that hasn't even happened. What if? What if? What if? What if? Well, what if? What if we don't wake up tomorrow?
Right?
What if
And
we
we
wake
get
up
through the
dead?
night.
You know, what if we don't wake up in the morning and then we're
That's an
worried about it?
inside joke.
Yes, we'll tell you guys about it later. But what if we don't wake up, you know,
Yeah.
the next day, and all of the worries and all of the frustration and everything is not even worth it. It's
Like,
not
for
even worth
what?
talking about it. You know,
Like, for
it's so
what?
ridiculous. So trust me, I am learning on a daily basis. And now that we're like in the position that we are reading more, we are listening more, we are we're more than anything, we're listeners rather than talking. You know, we want to listen to everything that's going on, everybody. So we want to grow, and we want to be, you know, associate ourselves with people that are making it happen, doing it, and not just talking about it, and actually that are sincere and that are honest and that are willing, and they want everybody to win without having to step on anyone. Yes. Because that's something that we all tend to do, is we want to succeed and we want to get to that level, stepping over everybody else. And that's the thing that I like about being surrounded by a lot of the people that we just recently met, maybe a couple of years ago, is that everybody lifts each other up, and they help each other out, they promote each other, they clap for each other, they show up for events, they show up for their own events, for their events. I mean, it's a family, you know? It's what a family should be, because call it family, my family's not like that. Your family is not like that. So it's a family that you create with the people that you want to be surrounded by.
Right.
Right? And that's what I'm so happy for. Because unfortunately, my personal family, it's not like that, will never be like that. You know, yours, same thing. So let's build our own, you know, and let's try our best to incorporate our kids, which little by little, as you can see, they are coming together, and they're seeing the big picture, and they see the light at the end of the tunnel. But it's all about what are you and me doing differently to become, to be in a different set of mind, to become a better person on a daily basis. Everything else that comes our way, all the punches. I don't know if you see the what's it called, the purple eye and this. Honestly,
She really doesn't have a purple eye.
No, I don't. But
the
the punches are real.
It's metaphorically speaking.
It's been 2 weeks of punches left and right. And then I'm already on the floor and they kick me down again. And I'm like trying to get up, and boom, here it goes again. It's been brutal.
Yeah.
You know? But I just look at myself in the mirror and I go, you got this. It's retrograde. You got this. You got this. Because if I was weak, and if I was like everyone else that actually has excuses for everything,
yeah,
I will not be here right now doing this podcast with you. You know, I know people that will use any excuse to not show up.
Yeah.
You know, any excuse to not do what they said they were going to do. Any excuse to not be the person who they promised to be. Mm-hmm. You know, it's so sad. I know this person, I'm not going to mention any names, but they never had a relationship with their grandfather in Mexico. They never went to go visit him, or grandparents were never talked about. I've known this person for a very long time. Never once I heard him say, oh, I'm going to go visit my grandparents in Mexico. I'm going to do this with my grandparent. Nothing. But yet, when he died a month ago, rest in peace, a month ago, he went to Mexico for almost 3 weeks. For what? In my opinion, why?
Yeah.
They don't even know that you went. And be that. When I'm dead, I don't want you there. What do I want you there for? You know what I'm saying? 3 weeks to go and say bye to your grandpa that it's not even there anymore, that you haven't seen in 15, 20 years, but yeah, you took the days. And then now to top it off, he was actually posting on social media the banda, the pedas, the beer, the alcohol, the partying. Do you really think he went for his grandpa that had just died?
Yeah.
No. Este cabrón went for el terreno and see if who was going to end up with el terreno. And he went for the parties because they were the ferias at the place that he's from. I mean, he didn't go. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, en vida, let's be real. You know, I want people that are real. I want people that really care for me. And when I said they care for me, they care for you. They care for my kids. They care for my dogs. They care for my business. You know, they care. And if you don't care, that's okay. But don't come over here and try to shit all over what we build, you know? So I know it's a little bit of everything, but I just want to make sure that everybody understands that we're not going to sugarcoat anything. We're going to be real. We're going to tell you, again, it's not easy, but you can do it, you know? And be ready because there's tons of people out there that are going to want to take you down and take you down and take you down. And you have to just boom, 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 and keep going straight forward.
Yes. And I'm excited about what's to come with your blueprint. We've gone nationwide. Now we're even in doing servicing Canada. Our next goal is Mexico. I see such big things, and I'm excited about us possibly doing an ebook and maybe a book on how to start your own credit repair company and make it successful in line with, real estate and lending. So hopefully that will get done next year since we're taking our little sabbatical. And yeah, I'm excited for what's to come.
If we are in talks already, legal talks with our team for something that is coming up by the middle of the year. Hopefully it will be ready for my birthday. That was my goal last year. But if it's not, then it will take a little longer. But we want everything to be taken care of, everything to be detailed. But it's going to be a great opportunity for those of you that are thinking, hey, I have a little bit of money. I'm trying to do something. I'm a great salesperson. I love being on the phone. I love networking.
I love to help
people. Guess what? There's an opportunity that is going to come up and it's going to be amazing for everybody. We can't wait to share those news with you. And we're super excited to talk about anything and everything. So if there's anything out, I see comments, but Oh, Derek Stevens. Oh my God. Derek is a Keller Williams realtor with Sofia Chacon.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And Steve, and him and I have, we talk every so often. He does send his clients with credit issues to us. And I tell him all the time, because you call me and I don't answer, don't think I'm ignoring you. I'm literally on the phone or doing something like this. But I will always call you back. And I always call him back, whether it's 24 or 48 hours after. I always text him back. And one thing I love about him is so detail oriented. So thank you so much, Derek, for your comment. And hell yeah, we got to keep pushing forward, man. You know what? One more thing before we go. I listened to this guy, he's Spanish, and he was talking about how, hey, if you feel bad, if you let your family, your circle of family, bring you down, I don't know how to say it in English, te agüitas. If you feel bad because your own family is not supporting you, it's not supporting your business.
It depresses you, no?
Yeah, agüitar depresses you.
I think so.
Saddens you.
Affect you, sadden you. Yeah.
So basically, if you are sad or if you're going to cry over the fact that your family, your brother, your sister, your parents don't support your business, don't support your ideas, don't support your achievements, your success. If you are going to be that, then you're not going to go nowhere, because life in general and real life out there is going to fucking put you so many people against you, and they're not going to be like your family making fun of you. They're going to be real people that are going to be watching you very closely, trying to ruin your life, your personal life, and your business. So you got to build a very strong team like you and I have, because if we didn't have all those people, if we didn't have all those things that have happened to us that we are going to talk about it later, we wouldn't be where we're at.
Yeah.
And you and I wouldn't have been together for this long if we would allow that to happen to our relationship. And God knows there has been multiple people out there that have
Yes.
tried, right? With that being said, we are going to end up this episode, and please share with us what else you guys want us to talk about. If any of you are interested in coming here and actually sharing some information, I would love to have you. We would love to have you, right?
Yes.
And right now we got to go back to work, and we have an event tonight to go to. So I hope to see a lot of you there.
Yes. Till next time.
Bye.